The French elections. President Macron is joining together with political opponents of France's hard right to try to block them from securing a parliamentary majority in the second part of elections next weekend. Let's speak to Nabila Ramdani, who's a French-Algerian journalist and the author of Fixing France: How to Repair a Broken Republic. Nabila, thank you for joining us here on BBC News. What are people saying to you in reaction to the result yesterday?
Well, there was certainly an awful lot of shock and indeed anger as far as the exit polls came out and propelled Marine Le Pen and her party, the National Rally, in the lead with 34% of the vote share. You could already see people taking to the streets and gathering around the main squares in Paris to protest against this result. But dare I say, there is not much of a surprise. I mean, the National Rally has been polling extremely well for a long time, not least of all in the recent European parliamentary elections only 3 weeks ago. But I think we have to take these results with a bit of a caveat. The vote share for the National Rally was undoubtedly highly significant, but it's not a definitive result, as we know. What ultimately counts is the seat share, and we'll know about that next Sunday. So what we need to work out is how this massive vote share will translate into seats actually won in the 577 seats at the National Assembly in Paris.
But what sort of reflection do you believe the other parties, particularly those more in the middle of politics, need to be doing in the next 6 days? Because it is quite clear that a message is being sent to them from the electorate.
Yes, absolutely. I think there's a lot of this vote towards the far right has a lot to do with the disillusionment with Macron's government in particular. There is his constantly referred to as the president of the rich, effectively looking after an elite, after the establishment, while millions of French people feel disillusioned and indeed alienated. And there are pressing concerns such as the cost of living, the youth unemployment, which is extremely high, but also, climate change, globalization, and such major issues of the sort. I think what propelled the vote for the extremes is a fixation on themes such as identity and indeed immigration, which are legitimate to a certain extent. But this discourse has been stirred up at the extremes by polemicists in the media, not just mainstream media, but also social media. But there's a sense of urgency in trying to lock the far right out from gaining power, and that's why you see calls coming from the president himself, urging his candidates as part of his coalition to be strategic about it and to sort out deals, with the leftist coalition of the New Popular Front to try to keep the far right out in the second round. It's often referred to as the Republican Front, and it's designed to make sure that the National Rally and the far right in general stays well out of power.
Let's see what happens next Sunday. Nabila Ramdani, thank you very much for joining us.